Hi guys, I just wanted to come in right now to talk to you about my final thoughts about this recipe. Now, this recipe was not bad at all. I do want to say that I didn't have a lot of other ingredients that was out there for recipes, so I purposely was trying to find a recipe that had a lot of things that I already had in my cabinet, because I really was craving artichoke vegan dip. So after my analysis for the last day or two of eating the food, I can definitely say this is where I made the mistake. I shouldn't added more water to it, a little bit, because it was a little chunky when I first pulsated it, but I didn't need to add that much milk. Excuse my neck if you heard that. But it wasn't a texture thing. It was just after it's set kind of thing, if that makes sense. After it's kind of been cold in a refrigerator, the texture in a sense, it looked a little weird for me, and I'm a Virgo rising as a picky eater already, and I was already ugh, what is that? Again, with this recipe, you would normally use spinach, right? But I didn't have spinach. All I had that could work in my eyes was not so much kale, even though I added a little bit in the end because I wanted it to be a little thicker, if that makes sense. I wanted it to be really leafy, if that makes sense, with the artichoke. So anyway, I used collard greens, and it wasn't bad. I don't think I would use collard greens for this. Don't do what I'm doing here, because it's just, again, it's a texture thing, and it also looked weird in the end. I know this sounds funny coming from me as I'm showing this. Why are you showing this? Because it was still a good recipe. I'm just telling you that I made some faults when it came to altering the actual ingredients, because I was using what I had. So if you can use spinach, if you can actually, measure out the water. I didn't measure out the water. I was just yellow, whatever. I remember that. Anyway, getting into the rest of the recipe, everything else was pretty much simultaneously pretty good. You did not have to add the extra cheese like I did. I added vegan cheese in the end when I put it in the oven. You totally don't have to do that. I really just wanted it to be cheesy. It also did not call for garlic, but I love garlic, and it was weird not having garlic. So in the pan is kale and collard greens and garlic. I just have grapeseed oil. That's all I use for my sauteing or any type of cooking on the stove is grapeseed oil. And then I just let that kind of do its magic. In the midst of doing that, I started to wash the artichokes and get them chopped up so we can put it in the pan and season them. I really do not remember the seasonings, honestly. I just kind of grabbed what I felt it should taste like, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, so here's all the artichokes. There's a lot of artichokes. I was kind of surprised how much was in a can, and after I got done cooking them, I realized that I probably should have made it more smaller. So it's not chunky, but enough to not feel like you have a lot of artichoke in your mouth, if that makes sense. So it was popping hot, as you can tell. That was ridiculously hot for that sauce to come in. But as you can tell, it was mixing in very well. And this is where I apologize, because my camera decided to act crazy. So I thought I was recording the entire thing, but it didn't. So that's all you got left was me adding the cheese. And then I put it in the oven, 350, I believe, for 15-20 minutes to kind of just get all that stuff heated and tasting yummies. And this is what it looks like. I know it looks weird, but it tastes pretty good with these chips, I can't lie. So I'm gonna bring it on to me to finish out this video. Bye. So first time trying it. Bon appetit. That's pretty good. It's creamy. I can't taste any weird taste with the cashew. A slight, a pinch, a little lemony, but I don't mind it. It's
It's just creamy. And I've had like artichoke and crab dip before. This is a really good alternative dip, and it's really, really good. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10.